Top priority for Harrisburg coming out of this election is going to be to get us to the other side of COVID. We have a lot of resources coming from the Biden-Harris administration through the American Rescue Plan, and I want to make sure that those resources are deployed wisely in a way that really help people recover. We're in the midst of an eviction moratorium. We have open grants for businesses and for utility relief. We're going to need to do more to make sure that we bounce back stronger than ever from COVID.
How do we make Harrisburg more equitable for those who are struggling financially?
All right. One of the programs I'd like to see us adopt in Harrisburg is a guaranteed income program. This would be a series of direct stimulus cash payments to families that are living below the poverty line for a period of upwards of 2 years. So a sustained monthly additional check. This is something which studies have shown in other places where it's been tried throughout the country have allowed people to pay their rent, have food security, maybe address their child care needs. And if they're able to do that, it's actually shown that they've been able to move from part-time employment to full-time employment. Basically, break out of that cycle of poverty, which is generational and systemic here in Harrisburg. So I'm really excited about adopting this program, and it's something that I'm focused on. And we can just use a portion of the money that's coming from the Biden-Harris administration through the American Rescue Plan to make this a reality in Harrisburg. If we were to help several thousand families in Harrisburg get out of poverty, well, that is a transformational possibility for the city of Harrisburg, and it's a moment that we have to seize.
What is the main thing you would do as mayor to help the city to recover from COVID-19?
The main thing I want to do is to continue to help families get back on their feet, as well as small businesses and all those that have been struggling to make it through COVID. We know that we've got a lot of pent-up projects and a lot of construction plans and really $1 billion in planned projects for the city of Harrisburg that are coming. This is good news, but we have to make sure that we leave nobody behind. So between the guaranteed income program that I'd like to institute for families living below poverty, the grants that I want to make available for businesses, including startup businesses who maybe postpone their startups amidst COVID, as well as the help I want for renters and others just in paying their utilities. If we do all of that as a stimulus in Harrisburg, we're going to bounce back stronger than ever, and I'm really excited about it.
What is the best way for the city to tackle issues with gun violence?
We need a multifaceted approach to gun violence. There's no question that it is a problem which plagues our city. Our police have taken over 1,300 handguns off the street in just the past several years. They're committed to doing that, but it seems that every time you remove a gun, another one appears because there's an illegal black market in firearm trades in the city of Harrisburg and throughout Pennsylvania. This is one of the reasons we need common sense gun control reforms on the state and federal level. Background checks, lost and stolen registers, and we need the ability to make sure that we don't have straw purchases, which is basically people buying guns and then losing them or having them end up on the streets of Harrisburg. So I'm an advocate for gun control, and I'm also an advocate for the city's common sense gun control ordinances, something that we're fighting in court against the NRA and others.
What more do you think needs to be done to help keep younger members of the community out of trouble?
Yeah. There's a lot that we can do for our youth, and unfortunately, we lost a whole year with COVID. I mean, school went virtual, our pools had to close. Some of the things that we're looking forward to doing this year is revamping our jobs programs for our youth over the course of the summer. We've got a partnership with the Housing Authority, which pays over 100 teenagers to learn about the environment and help clean up Harrisburg. We're going to get the pools open again for the summer. We just announced that they'll be opening in June. This is important. And we've been spending millions of dollars slowly but surely renovating our parks and our playgrounds throughout all the neighborhoods of the city of Harrisburg. That's a commitment that I have and one that we're going to continue as we develop new parks and new playgrounds for our youth.
And the last one is, what's the best way to tackle the issue of blighted properties?
One of the best ways to deal with blight is to look at the underlying economic issues which cause blight to continue to exist. And one of those is a depressed and decreased property value in certain parts of the city. We're starting to see now an increase in property values. It is something which is being seen in the real estate market, in which houses are selling for more than they've sold really in anyone's recent memory. As home values begin to appreciate over time, there's going to be more money that people can put in equity into renovating a home. Because oftentimes in Harrisburg, fixing up a home, unless the end result is worth more, or it's hard to get financing from a bank. It's hard to actually fund those improvements. So we're going to incentivize affordable housing. We're going to continue to make our tax incentives in Harrisburg focused on people that want to renovate and fix up buildings. And comprehensively, we have a list of about 350 blighted structures that are condemned in the city of Harrisburg. It's going to take about $10 to $15 million to demolish and or renovate each of those. And that's something that we're finally in a financial position to be able to do as a city. Thanks to a series of balanced budgets, we've built up a little bit of a nest egg. We're going to be getting a credit rating again this year for the city. We're leaving distressed city status, and that means we're going to have resources really for the first time in decades to be able to comprehensively and systematically tackle blight in our city.